Hello and welcome to Mountain Blade Warband. Today we are going to be playing the native version to give you the base experience of the game. We're going to start by creating a character and let's get into that. We're going to be playing a male character. You were born years ago in a faraway land. Your father was let's go a veteran warrior. As a child, your family scrabbled out a meager living from your father's wages as a guardsman to the local lord. It was not an easy existence, and you were too poor to get much of an education. You learned mainly how to defend yourself on the streets with and without a weapon in hand. You started to learn about the world almost as soon as you could walk and talk. You spent your early life as let's go with a craftsman's apprentice. As a boy growing out of childhood, you apprenticed with a local craftsman to learn a trade. After years of hard work and study under your new master, he promoted you to a journeyman and employed you as a fully paid craftsman as long as you wish to stay. Then as a young adult, life changed as it always does. You become a squire. Due to the distinction, felt sudden to you. Somewhere along the way, you had become a man, and the whole world seemed to change around you. When you were named squire to a noble at court, you practiced long hours with weapons, learning how to deal out hard knocks and how to take them too. You were instructed in your obligations to your lord and your duties to those who might one day be your vassals. But in addition to learning the chivalric ideal, you also learned about the less uplifting side, old warrior stories of ruthless politics, of betrayals and aspersions, of men who used guild as well as valor to achieve their aims. But soon everything changed, and you decided to strike out on your own as an adventurer. What made you take this decision was, let's go with a lust for money and power. Only you know exactly caused you to give your old life and become an adventurer. To everyone else, it is clear that you are now motivated solely by personal gain. You wanted to be rich, powerful, respected, and feared. You wanted to be the only one whom others hurried to obey. You wanted people to know your name and tremble whenever it is spoken. You want everything, and you won't let anyone stop you from having it. Become an adventurer and ride to your destiny. We're going to be playing realistic, no quitting without saving. And let's see, our name will be let's see here, Drakken. Okay, we're gonna go with all these points into strength, boost up some iron flesh, boost up some power strike, 1 point left, and let's go with shield. Put these points in one-handed. Okay. I will be back as soon as I have the character made. This is Drakken. The character we're going for is kind of more... see, most people, when they make these, they're always kind of like a good guy or a neutral character. We're going for a character that's more of the evil. We're going to go for the bad guy. So, we're just going to play this as the bad guy because it's different. So this is what we're going to look like. You hear about Calradia, a land torn between rival kingdoms battling each other for supremacy, a haven for knights and mercenaries, cutthroats and adventurers, all willing to risk their lives in pursuit of fortune, power, or glory. In this land which holds great dangers and even greater opportunities, you believe you may leave your past behind and start a new life. You feel that finally you hold the key to your destiny in your hands, free to choose as you will. And that whatever course you take, great adventures will await you. Drawn by the stories you hear about Calradia and its kingdoms, Okay, now we're going to pick our starting area. And I think the best area to start as an evil guy, let's just start in the middle of all of the action. Let's go with Swadia. You came by caravan through the heartland of Calradia. Green shoots of wheat, barley, and oaks are beginning to push through the dark soil of the rolling hills, and on the lower slopes of the snow-capped mountains, herds of cattle and sheep are grazing on the spring grass. Occasionally, too, you catch sight of one of the great war horses that are the pride of the Swadian nobility. The lands here are rich, but also troubled, as the occasional burnt-out farm bears witness. You keep a wide berth of the forest where desperate men have taken refuge, and it is some relief when you crest a ridge and catch sight of the great port of Praven, its rooftops made golden by the last rays of the setting sun. You are exhausted by the time you finally reach the inn in Praven and fall asleep quickly. However, you awake before dawn and are eager to explore your surroundings. You venture out onto the streets, which are still deserted. All of a sudden, you hear a sound that stands the hairs on the back of your neck on end, the rasp of a blade sliding from its scabbard. And so begins the game. Alright, so we're going to head down here, and we're going to get into our first combat against the man who is attempting to murder us. Alright, that's done. Now, let's go find the merchant and talk to him. Are you alright? Well, I guess you're alive at any rate. I'm not sure that we can say the same for the other fellow. That's one less thief to trouble our streets at night, although heaven knows he won't be the last. Anyway, maybe you can help me with something. Let's talk more inside. Out here, we don't know who's listening. The merchant takes you to his house. Once inside, he stands by the door for a while checking the street, and then finally convinced you have not been followed, comes near you to speak. Now, let me explain my proposition. We always had brigands in the hills, driven by banditry to war, debt, or love of violence. Recently, however, they've been getting bolder, leaving their camps in the wild and venturing into town, looking for unwary prey. The watch commander tells us it's because of all the fighting on the frontier. Fewer men to keep an eye on the streets, but I'm not sure what to make of that. It seems to me that the most logical explanation is that these bandits have an ally inside the walls who help them enter unnoticed and helps them identify particularly tempting targets. Last week, you see, they took my brother. I don't know what my brother was thinking. A lad from a prominent house, out alone after dark in times like these. Well, I suppose you were too, but you're a stranger here and didn't know how bad things have become. He had no such excuse, but he's family, so what can you do? If you don't protect your kin, then people will start thinking that you can't protect your other investments either. And I can't have that. No doubt the gang will soon send word about a ransom, but I don't care to pay it. So here's my proposition. You look like you've had a bit of experience with a blade, and more importantly, you must have a bit of fire in your belly, or you wouldn't be coming to Calradia to seek your fortune. So here's what I'm asking you to do. Gather a small party, track down these bandits to their lair, teach them a lesson they won't forget, get my brother back safe, and in return, you're my lasting gratitude and a bit of silver. What do you say? I'm interested. You won't be able to do this by yourself, though. If you try to take on the whole gang single-handedly, the hunter will become the hunted. I'll warn. You first want to round up a group of volunteers. There's always a few lads in the village around here looking for a bit of work that's more interesting than tilling the soil or hauling water. They'll follow you if you pay. So, take this purse of 100 dinars. Consider it an advance on your reward. Go around to the villages and use the money to hire some help. I reckon that you'll need at least 5 men to take out on these bandits. Very good, sir. I'll go collect some men from around the villages. Good. You can find me here in the tavern in Praven after you've got your group together. Then we'll speak about what to do next. Okay. So we have our first mission. So we're going to head over here to Asgrad and see if we can find some recruits. Alright, there's one. Next we're going to head to Vendar down here. Five, there we go, that's 6, that should be enough. Let's head back to the merchant and Praven. tavern. Here he is. Splendid work. You have hired enough men to take on the bandits. Now travelers entering Praven have told us that there is a small group of robbers lurking on the outside of the town. I suspect that they are all from the same band, the one that took my brother. Hunt them down and defeat them, and make them disclose the location of the lair. Very well, I shall hunt for bandits. Okay, and here are the robbers we need to fight. I've been looking for you. Tell me where your prisoners, and I'll let you go. Ha! Those prisoners are only going free if you're paying their ransom. Did you bring any silver? No, but I brought steel. Charge the enemy. Let's get the little message off the screen. Sorry about that. Let's see. Where are? There they are. They're all swatty and its heels makes life difficult. $38. Dead. Alright, and that's all of them. Very good. Spare me. Spare my life, let me go, and I'll go far away from here and learn an honest trade. You'll never hear from me again. I'll spare your life, but in exchange I want information. Either you or your mates kidnapped the brother of the prominent merchant in town. Tell me where you're hiding him and give me your word that you'll stop troubling the people of these parts and you can go free. Oh, bless you, sir, bless you. We've done the lad no harm. We've been keeping him in a hideout near Asgrad. I'll describe the area nearby in detail so there's no mistaking it. Okay. Let's take their loots. Let's see what we got here. Alright, so 7 head armor, put that on. This does more. Don't want that. Alright. Let's go into Praven, sell that loot off. And then we are going to head over and go to the camp of the hideout, the bandits hideout. Alright, off to the bandit hideout. See if anybody from our party leveled up. No, they didn't. Kidnapper's hideout. You approach the hideout. The looters don't appear to have spotted you yet. You can still sneak away unnoticed. The difficult approach to the site down a narrow defile means that only a handful of troops in your party will be able to join the attack, and they will be unable to bring their horses. If your initial attack fails, the looters will easily be able to make their escape and disperse. Do you wish to attack the hideout or wait for another occasion? Attack the hideout. Alright, Ben, follow me. Let's go this way, and let's go teach these guys a lesson. Let's see if I can crossbow one in the head. That'd be funny. Going first person. Oh, they're not there. There's one at the hill. Let's see if I can hit him from here. Ha! Nope. Alright, we're just gonna run up there and get them. Normally they spawn by that house. They didn't this time though. Alright, here they come. Oh, I wrecked that dude. Alright, 2 down. Some more normally spawn over by this cave. There seems to only be one. Some more probably spawn at that farmhouse after I kill this guy. Sit your ass down. Okay, there seems to be one. Oh, it spawned on the farmhouse he ran over here. See if I can fuck this guy up. Alright, he's dead. 2 more. Alright, they're dead. Alright, all the bandits are dead. And here the merchant's brother should be coming. Where is he? Where is he? Oh, there he is. Okay. Thank you, sir, for rescuing me from those fiends. Did my brother and Praven put you on their track? Yes, I told him I would find you. I advise you to return to your family as quickly as you can, but be careful on the road. With the retreat cut off, the looters fall one by one to your determined attack. Their hideout and ill-gotten gains are now yours. Alright, some 15 boots. I'll be taking those. I don't want this, but I will take it to sell. Take all of this. Might as well just take all of it. Rocks don't sell, so. Okay. Now we head back to Praven. Sell off our stuff, and then we go. Oh, okay. We have some troops leveled up. That's one Swadian militia. Go to Praven. And go to the marketplace and sell off all this shit that we don't need. Alright, grab another piece of food so we don't run out. Make sure we haven't leveled up before our battle. We haven't. Okay. Go to the tavern. Talk to the merchant. Well, my brother is home safe. I'm not sure what to do with him. Maybe pack him off to go to a university outside of Calradia. That way, if he gets knocked on his head in a street brawl, no one can say it's my fault. But that's not your problem. Here's the rest of your reward. It was well earned. The money is most welcome, and I am glad to have been of service. Good. Now, are you interested in making some more? Possibly. What do you need? Remember how I told you the bandits had an ally inside the walls? I think I know who it is. The captain of the watch, no less. Some months ago, the captain, seeing the amount of profit we merchants were making from trade across the frontiers, decided to borrow some money to sponsor a caravan. Unfortunately, like many who are new to commerce, he failed to realize the great profit only comes with great risk. So he sank all his money into the most expensive commodities, and of course his caravan was captured and looted. He lost everything. As a consequence, it seems our captain turned to villainy to recoup his fortune. I suppose I'd do the same if, the heavens forbid, I ever face indebtedness and ruination. Now, any watch captain worthy of his salary will have a few thieves and robbers on his payroll to inform on the rest. But our captain decided to employ these bastards wholesale. He brings them into our town, lets them do as they will, and keeps a share of their take. You've heard of poachers turning gamekeepers. Well, in the unfortunate land of Calradia, sometimes gamekeepers will turn poacher. Luckily, there's still a few brave, honest souls in the watch who have told me how he works. Now here's my plan. I could bring this to the attention of King Horus, lord of the city, but that would mean an inquiry. My word against the captains, and witnesses can be brought and evidence destroyed, and maybe the whole thing will be forgotten if the enemy comes across the border again. And all I get for my trouble is a knife in the ribs. In time of war, you see, the king's eye wanders far from his domain, and his subjects suffer. So I've got another idea. I've got a small group of townsfolk together, some men in my employ and others who've lost relatives to these bandits, and we'll storm the captain's home and bring him in chains before King Horus. However, with a few captured bandits to explain how things stack up. Now I need someone to lead my little army into battle, and I can't think of anyone better than you. So what do you say? How do I know you're telling me the truth? Oh, well, I suppose it's possible that I found a dozen bandits who were willing to give their lives to give a passing stranger false information in Old Praven. Well, I guess you can't really know if my word is good, but I reckon you've learned by now that my money is good. There's another 100 dinars, or maybe a little bit more, that's waiting for you if you do me this little favor. What do you say? Money? Yeah, we're in. Alright. Splendid. It's been a long time since I've staked so much on a single throw of the dice. Frankly, I find it exhilarating. My men are ready to move. Are you ready? Yes, give them the sign. Good. Now strike hard, strike fast, and the captain and his henchmen won't know what hit them. May the heavens be with you. You leave the tavern and go out into the street. Nervous-looking young men are waiting in every street corner. You can see they have daggers and clubs concealed under their clothes. You catch a mixture of fear, anticipation, and pride in the quick looks they throw at you as you pass by. Praying that your enemies have not been alarmed by this too obvious bunch of plotters, you check your weapons one last time and prepare yourself for action ahead. Alright, let's go kill some bandits. It's time, lads. Up and at 'em. Alright. There they are. Hey, stop throwing rocks at me. I'm gonna come up there and kick your ass. Stop throwing them. Man, don't do that rock. Told you to throw that damn rock, boy. Alright, let's see. Where's the rest of these fuckers? Oh, that's it. The remaining few bandits scatter off to the town's narrow alleys, only to be hunted down one by the angry townfolk. Making sure that your victory is complete and all the wounded have been taken care of, you and the merchant head to his house to review the day's events. Ha! Well done. I saw that at least 3 of the enemy go down before you. Keep fighting like that and you'll make quite a name for yourself in this land. Unfortunately, about 6 of my lads got themselves wounded. I should go look on them. Alright. Let's see, which choice should we have? Let every villain learn to fill the name Drakken? Nah. The heavens long grant us victory? Nah. I'm glad to see you're alive too. Yeah, this one because I want my money, man. Yes. Now a couple of my boys have the watch captain pinned down in a back room with a knife at his throat. I'll need to drink Heartless and explain what this breach of the peace is all about. You don't need to be part of that, though. I'll tell you what, if all goes well, I'll meet you in the tavern again shortly and let you know how it all came out. If you don't see me in the tavern, but instead see my head on a spike over the city gate, I'll assume you know enough to stay out of town for a while and forget this whole episode ever happened. So hopefully we meet again. Alright, so what you do is you leave, and you just go to the tavern, and he's here. Talk to him. Ah, Drakken, things didn't go quite so well as I had hoped. King Carlos couldn't quite find it in him to overlook my little breach of the peace. Oh, he's grateful enough that I got rid of his crooked captain, a guard who will let in bandits, will let in an enemy army if the price is right. But he can't exactly have me running around here as a lasting reminder of his failure to take care of things himself. That hardly seems fair. Fair? This is Calradia, my boy. Kings do what they will, and the rest of us do as they must. He didn't string me up and instead gave me time to sell my properties, even put in a word with the other merchants that they best pay me a fair price too. That's gracious enough as kings go, but he's a weak king, as they all are here. And weak kings must always look to their authority first, and justice second. I suppose I'd do the same in his shoes. Anyway, I wouldn't go rubbing your part in this affair in the King Carlos's face. But he's taken note of you and decided that you're not worth hanging, and that there's something to which I'll raise a glass any day of the week. He might even have work for you farther down the road, or you can sell your sword to one of his competitors. Anyway, I hope you've learned a bit about what it will take to stay alive in this troubled land, and I suspect that the money you've earned won't go to waste. Good luck. And so concludes the first mission, and also the first episode of Mountain Blade Native. I hope you enjoyed.